Hello, welcome to Juhl Media. My name is Ching Juhl. Since March the 2020, which is during the pandemic, I started this interview program. So far, we have talked to 284 guests. They are musicians, filmmakers, entrepreneurs. New York City entrepreneurs and politicians, activists. Today, it's my pleasure to introduce pianist, composer Ernesto Oliva, and also our oboe player of the quintet, Andrés Ayola. All right, let's. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, good. How are you?
Hi.
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, so nice meeting you. And Ernesto, I listen to your music. It's so awesome. I love the different style you compose, and some very Latin. And tell us a little bit of your background. I know you were born in Guantanamo, Cuba, and you're a pianist. You play guitar, and you also compose, and you started really young. So tell us more about how you started music.
Uh, well, you said I was born in Guantanamo. I'm from Guantanamo. Um, they introduced the start in the music is about my father. That is, he is a trovador. Um, I I was in any festival about the music, singer from children. Um, we won a prize and children singer about children singer. Uh, After I introduce start the music like student music in the vocational escuela vocacional de arte is like a school music in Guantanamo, Regino Eladio Botti, and there I was study with my professor Francisco Gatner. Who was my first professor in Guantanamo in piano. So that I I don't like the piano. No, 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 no. I like it the drums, painter, but the piano I don't know the piano. So um, I I want change because the study in the music in the school is from 7 years, but the I want change to the 10 years old because it's the start for start percussion or other instruments. But so I start in piano 7 years old. So this is the beginning. This is the beginning because after studied with other professor Cecilio Gomez in Holguín, is other province, Cuban province. After in the University of Art in Havana, piano and composer and composition with my professor um, uh, Juan Piñera.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us a short version of your life and how you start music. And I have a question for Andres. And now tell us a little bit about your background. And I know you also you are a Colombia American. And how do you ended up playing the oboe?
Yeah, sure. Thank you again for having us, Ting. I am a New York City native. I'm born and raised here in New York City. Both of my parents came to the States from Colombia, and most of my family is still there, and I have some very strong roots there as well with my family. And so I grew up playing, and well, I grew up listening to a lot of um, Colombian music, of course, a lot of Latin American music because that's in our culture, but growing up in New York, you hear and you see all kinds of different things. And I was always, like Ernesto, it sounds like, very into music at a young age. So, my parents were like, we need to find some way to make this happen. So I played piano for a long time, and then, but it wasn't so much for me. I wasn't so good, but I really, really liked it. And when it came to be time, in school, you have to learn a wind instrument, you're in band or something. I was so excited. I wanted to start a year early. I wanted to really go, go, go. So I was talking to some teachers, and they're like, you should play the oboe. It's this really cool instrument. And I checked it out, and I fell in love. And it's been nonstop ever since. So since I've been here in New York, I studied at Manhattan School of Music, and I've been freelancing professionally and teaching and playing all kinds of different things, like this amazing concert that we have coming up.
Oboe is considered a wind instrument, and it's very difficult. I understand. It's a double reed, and you know how I understand. I use my first boyfriend is an oboist.
No, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
So it's like he's always making reed, and
That's
so
true.
I know it's very. Yeah, I wanted to thank you so much for the intro, and I um I want to show you something and just to surprise Ernesto. Can you see?
Uh-huh. Oh.
All right. So let me go
Oh.
back. That was awesome. Yeah, thank you. Tell us a little bit about this composition. It's so awesome.
Yes, this is played. The name is Piñercata. Piñercata. It's a game word because it's a homage to my professor Juan Piñera. Um, Piñera, the last name Piñera. So the style of this piece is toccata. So Piñercata. Uh-huh. Yes, this is the name. It's a homage for him because it's a right problem for him in the yeah, left hand arms. Um, I wrote this piece for homage to him. So Piñacata just left hand.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. So check Ernesto's YouTube channel. Has a lot of works. Yeah. Now, this person says he doesn't not like piano. That's not possible. You're such a great pianist.
Yeah. Um, uh, um, so the introduced to the other hand in the intro of the piano is other forms to play the piano too. Um, and this space is other style for me because my original style for compose is the mix in between the concert music and the Cuban popular music, principally style Guantanamo music style, uh, changui, mengon, kiribá. This is a mix in my music language.
Beautiful. Now, I have a question. I have a question for Andres about the quintet. So, it's interesting. The quintet began in 1976, and you were not born yet, and from Colombia. So, what is the relationship? Like you are, a Colombian American, and then this quintet, it's called Quintet of Americas, and it's established in New York now. Yeah, so from Colombia, and the quintet moved to New York in 1979. So this quintet has been there for a long time. So tell us a little bit about your association with the quintet, and tell us a little bit about the program you're going to perform on November 21st.
Sure, yeah. So I am currently the guest oboist in the quintet at the moment. And so I actually just started playing with the quintet just this month. We've already done one concert. We've been rehearsing a lot, and what I really really love about the quintet is that it does a lot of community concerts, a lot of outreach concerts, educational concerts, things like that, all based in New York City. So as the name suggests, Quintet of the Americas, it we as a quintet, we perform music for all from the Western Hemisphere. So all of North America, Central America, South America. That's what we love to do, and we want to share that with New York and beyond. Like you mentioned, the quintet was founded in Colombia. This was a group of musicians that were playing in the National Symphony in Colombia at the time. And so they formed this group together. They played some concerts, and then a couple years later, like you mentioned, they in New York they reformed the group, and that became the Quintet of the Americas that we know today. So I'm very excited to be playing this season with the quintet. And like I mentioned, we have a good handful of um, community concerts that we do in senior homes and in schools. But the two main concerts and the concerts that we're really here to talk about are the concerts on November 21st at the National Opera Center, 7 p.m., and our concert on November 24th at Maple Grove Cemetery, both with Ernesto Oliva, and we will be premiering one of his pieces as well.
Thank you. And tell us a little bit, Ernesto, how did you get involved with the quintet and also your composition, which you're going to collaborate together?
Yeah, I remember that in 2018, the Quintet of the Americas, um, they went to Cuba at a festival contemporary music in Havana. Um, we met in this moment, and I remember that I enjoyed the performance, and they uh, appreciate my works. So after uh, we talk about to write a piece for quintet and piano, sexteto.
Excuse me,
Um,
interrupt. Can you tell us quintet? What are the instrumentation? You can translate on there.
Yeah, so for a woodwind quintet is a
No,
standard.
you translate for him.
Oh, yeah, sure. Ernesto, ella está preguntando los instrumentos que van a tocar en el sexteto.
ah, okay. because it's a quintet classical. It's a quintet wind classical. Flautist, flute, oboe, basson, clarinet in B, and horn with Barbara, the conductor.
Who's Barbara?
Barbara is the conductor, Quintet's conductor. He's a great person and he's a great management. For her, I'm here in New York.
Yeah, thank you. So now, what is your piece like? I'm sure you want to play for us the theme, or it's not allowed. Like, what is the piece like? Is this Latin flavor, or is it modern 21st century, or is it more classically styled?
It's a mix between classical music or concert music, Cuban popular music style. Uh-huh. Maybe any reflects between like the classical music 20th century or 20, yes.
Would you like to play a little bit,
Ah,
or you
a
don't want to
fragment,
spoil a little bit?
a fragment, because it's like Andres is how much the time is 6 minutes or seven minutes.
Yeah, about. I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is it's we are rehearsal in this time in this month. It's great. Heard the piece for first time with these excellent musicians. I'm so happy for hear the piece for this guy. It's wonderful. It's wonderful for me. Any composer. So this is a fragment, okay? Because it's rico. It's funny. Okay. This is a finish. Okay. Right. Okay.
Wow, very jazzy to me. A little bit jazzy, and Cuba. Yeah,
It's a
Cuba
reflex.
music. So yeah, speaking of Cuba, I know a little bit, not a lot, is that Cuba is very into arts. So tell us a little bit, like, is it studying music, studying arts is a must? How supportive the government is? Do you want to translate,
Yeah,
Uh,
Andres.
Andreas?
Pues sí, está preguntando que en Cuba, ella le han dicho que en Cuba se soporta mucho a los artes y en las escuelas y en todo se ve mucho apoyo para los artes. Si puedes compartir un poco de tu experiencia con eso,
Uh-huh.
o sí.
Maybe you can translate it because
Ujú.
it's a big um, idea. Okay. So, sí, nosotros en Cuba tenemos 3 niveles en las artes.
So in Cuba, they have 3 levels in the arts.
Nivel elemental, que son niños de 7 a 14 años.
The elementary level, which is kids from 7 to 14, 14?
Ajá, sí.
Yeah, from
Okay.
from up to 14 years old.
Segundo nivel, que es nivel medio, de los niños bueno, adolescentes, 14 a 18 años.
And then they have the intermediate level, which is the teenage years.
Y luego el nivel superior, que es el de la universidad.
And then they have the university or conservatory level.
Y se estudia de manera muy seria en todas las artes juntas. O sea, las escuelas pueden compartir todos los perfiles, tanto danza, música, artes plásticas.
So it's studied in a very serious manner, and the schools they offer all different kinds of arts, whether it's visual art or dance or music, etc.
Porque en Cuba una de las caras principales de Cuba es la cultura.
Because one of the biggest faces of Cuba is the culture.
So how is in United States when people say I am an actress, and then the next thing they say which restaurant? Do you understand? But I was just wondering, like in Cuba, how is the artist being treated in large?
Entonces la sociedad en Cuba, cómo si aceptan los artistas como son, si apoyan, porque en los Estados Unidos muchas veces uno dice, oh, yo soy artista, soy músico, soy actor, y dicen, bueno, ¿en cuál restaurante trabajas? O sea, no lo ven como no lo ven como gran cosa. Pero en Cuba, ¿se nota lo mismo o es diferente?
Yes, it's different. It's different because we work in the two levels. The is all todo terreno, como es
All terrain.
all terrain. Ajá. So in other place in the world, the music is about maybe it's a hobby, but in Cuba is serious. The study from the from children. Uh-huh. Uh, every musician um, they tiene en Spanish tiene la posibilidad de trabajar eh, o bien como músico o bien como profesor también puede hacerlo perfectamente porque las carreras se preparan para el hecho de poder hacerlo así. Eh, con el tiempo hay maneras diversas de poder relacionar el arte y aquello que te pueda dejar mayor ganancia económica, pues entonces le puedes dar un mayor peso.
So, since in Cuba they nurture this art and everything at such a young age, and they all the since it's also so serious as it is growing up, it becomes they really prepare you in many different facets of that art to become successful, whether that be performing or as a teacher, or anything like that as well. And so you have a preparation that allows you to be successful in the field, and even if it's in a different part of that field.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So I have a question for Andres. Tell us a little bit other works. November 21st. You have several works, right? You're going to perform. Are they very different musical styles or very similar because it's a Latin American, what do you call it, festival?
Yeah, sure. So I'll share a little bit about the concert itself and the program. This is, like you mentioned, is part of Pamar's Latin American Culture Week, and so we're playing an all Latin American program. And so we have, even though it's all Latin American music, we have so many different sounds and different countries being represented, and so we get a lot of different styles. So. Because the quintet was formed in Colombia, a big tradition that they have is that they like to play a Colombian tune or two, and so we're playing, excuse me, two tunes called Te Sorprende, which is Does It Surprise You? And we're playing Mañanita as well, both by Jorge Munoz, and there are two very lovely Colombian styles of the pasillo and the porro as well, Colombian song styles here. These are shorter songs that they get stuck in your head. A lot of this music is very lyrical, so we get a lot of tunes stuck in our head. We can't stop singing them. So we'll also be playing a lovely piece called Rumba Conga by Jorge Amado. He's a composer, violinist, and he kind of fuses the two rhythms of the rumba and the conga, and he puts them together into this wonderful piece that written also for the woodwind quintet. So that's really fun. We also are playing a piece by Costa Rican composer Sergio Delgado called Quinteto Fantástico. Emphasis on fantastico, because in Costa Rica they call each other tico, like Costa Ricans. They call they in a fun way they call each other tico. So there's a play on words there. But that's also a really lovely piece. And that has a lot of Latin American lyricism, but it has this kind of sound of classicism as well, almost like, to me, almost like Tafanel or something like this. So it has that kind of woodwind quintet sonority and richness. We're also playing another song called Júrame by a singer, Maria Grever. Um, we are playing obviously Ernesto's piece, and we're also playing a wonderful piece called Puzzle Tocas by Mexican composer Gabriela Ortiz, and this one has a lot of this Latin American rhythms that we get, but it also has this air of 21st century contemporary music. So she has some heavy influences from composers like Bartok as well. And she's a very active composer as well in kind of all over the world, but she is currently, I believe, the composer in residence at Carnegie Hall. She's had many premieres by major orchestras, and we're happy to be playing her super cool piece as well. And the last piece that I think I have not mentioned is part of a larger project that the Quintet of the Americas has called the Memory Project. And like I mentioned, the quintet does a lot of outreach with senior homes and senior centers. And so this is a wonderful, wonderful project where the quintet and they commission a composer, and the quintet and this composer go to one of these senior centers, and they speak with the people there, and they share their memories and what memories mean to them and things like that. And there's a whole video project that goes along with that. And then this composer will write a piece based on these memories. So we're playing a piece by Fernando Otero, and he wrote a piece with that same thing in mind. And we hear a little bit about, we get to see this video of the interactions with the quintet and the people at the senior center, and we hear a little bit about their memories as well. So
That's wonderful.
we have a really, really wonderful program. We have a bunch of, we have how many premieres? We have one, two, three, at least four premieres that I can count. So we're very excited to be sharing some new music as well.
That's awesome. This is a
Yeah.
lot of music, a lot of pieces you're going to play. And I wanted to just tell people, and in case you don't know, there is a organization called the National Opera Center. It's at the 330 7th Avenue and 7th floor and in New York. I've been there several times. It has a stage and a modest audience seat. So if you guys want to hear the music, you should contact, send the email, and which is I'm going to put the email link in the description below. And the concert is free. So yeah, take the advantage of that. All right. So thank you so much for the information. And I want to play another excerpt of this wonderful music by Ernesto. And let's see. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, yeah, tell us a little bit about this. Is a suite, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, many different songs.
Yes, this is en do pa que no na. This is
Mhm.
the name. It's a game tool because en do it's like in C tonality in the music. May but maybe it's easy, and in Z for no problem, okay, but no problem, no problem, because the piece is funny, is for enjoyed, but is very hard, and it's the fourth track in my album Mi Aldea, that it's in English it's like my village. It's a homage to Guantanamo. Um, and it's a album with um, show my piece for piano, but with other universe, universal, with my quartet, my quartet, mi aldea, is piano, two set of percussion, contrabass. Uh, this is album is album with show the mix between the concert music at the Cuban popular music.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, check Ernesto's YouTube channel. Yeah, and it's very many different styles, right? Many, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Some videos are very well made. Yeah, so I checked you out. Yeah. I have a question for Andres. Now, like I said earlier, in America, being a musician is not an easy profession. And tell us a little bit how you deal with being, especially an oboist. And I mean, if you're a violinist in an orchestra, you need like 30 violinists. In the orchestra, they only need 1 or 2 oboists. So, yeah, tell us a little bit of your experience being a musician, professional musician.
Yeah, sure. I was very lucky to be growing up in a city like New York and have family like mine that were all incredibly supportive, back in Colombia and here as well, that very supportive about making music. And I think growing up and also studying and now establishing myself, having been established as a musician, I think it's like surrounding yourself with really great people. There's some really amazing musicians in New York and in the world, and finding I love to collaborate with musicians from all over, like Ernesto here, and that's really made a career like this quite fun. And like you said, yeah, you don't see the oboe. There's less oboe players than everyone else, but it's a really fun time to be collaborating with all kinds of different people, and playing all kinds of different music. It's kind of I've been very open about what kind of music I play, and I think that makes it really fun. And it also gives you a lot of opportunities to play. um so yeah, no, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you. So, similar question to Ernesto. Hi, Ernesto. So, is musician in Cuba, uh, how do I say, easy to find job, like in orchestra or teaching? I know you are teaching in many different institutions. And how do other people survive in Cuba? You want to translate?
Pregunta cómo son las oportunidades para trabajar como músico en Cuba y qué has hecho tú en ese aspecto también.
Um, Eh, cuando terminas los estudios, tienes la posibilidad de trabajar en algunas escuelas
So
obligatorias.
they really set you up in Cuba. The way that they do it is when you finish your studies, they set you up to be
Ajá,
teaching or working with different schools.
ajá. Es un trabajo social que es obligatorio para todos.
It's like an obligatory. It's like an obligatory work that happens after you finish
Ajá.
studying.
Entonces, hay algunos músicos que se inclinan más por la música de concierto o la llamada música clásica y otros por la música popular.
So then you can kind of choose which way you go, whether that be concert classical music or popular Cuban popular music.
Entonces, hay orquestas diferentes orquestas dentro de la música popular. Hay bandas de conciertos, hay orquestas sinfónicas y hay escuelas en todas las provincias para también llevar una carrera profesoral.
So there's also tons of different groups where there are different bands, and all within each subset. So you have different bands or orchestras, groups, different ensembles that you can be a part of. But they also there's schools in all the different provinces. So there's a lot of opportunity to teach as well.
Y también las opciones particulares, privadas, que puedas hacer, extras institucionales. Y entonces puedes también trabajar en hoteles, en restaurantes, en bares y clases privadas, por supuesto que sí.
So there's also a lot of different opportunity in that medium of like in there's a lot of music in hotels and bars. Wherever you go, there's music, so there's opportunity there. And in addition to teaching at schools, there's also, like here, the private teaching like way of doing things, which I know as from being here as well is very common as well.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Could you please play us something else? Because your piano is behind you. Play something. Ask him to play something
Si nos quieres
lyrical.
tocar algo,
Something
Ernesto.
lyrical.
Oh,
Because of the sound, you know. More like a softer music.
I think his headphones aren't working.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh. Can you hear us? No.
I think his headphones might have died.
Died?
Oh no.
Oh, then we'll just take it off. Can you hear us? Just take it off. Yeah. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
Hello? Uh-oh. All right. Hey, can you hear us, Ernesto? No? Where is the engineer? Is the engineer there? I think maybe once you take it off, you may have to push a button to release from your device, right? Like
yeah, he might be working on it. Let's see.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
yeah, good. Good. Hello. Frozen.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll talk. Let them figure out how to do it.
Yeah, sure. No, of course.
So how many rehearsals you need for this long program, and how long you started?
Yeah, so we've had, I believe, we had 2 rehearsals before Ernesto came in, and we prepared all our program that we're playing without him. We prepared that, and then we've had now 2 more rehearsals with Ernesto since then. And these aren't just, an hour of rehearsal. We're rehearsing when we rehearse a long time. So we've had now some full days of rehearsals. But yeah, no, it's so much fun to put all this music together, especially because it's all really new and really rhythmic, but also some really beautiful lyrical stuff. So we really, really have been enjoying putting this together. So even though the rehearsals have been long, we've been having some really good times putting all the music together.
Now, you are relative new to the ensemble. You are new to the ensemble, and the other members, have they been together for a while?
Yeah, sure. So I'm like you mentioned, I'm here in guest capacity, but our he mentioned Barbara Oldham, who's one of the founding members of the quintet, and she's the only founding member left in the group. And she's been doing some great work with getting us concerts and organizing projects like having Ernesto come. And the other day she was just telling me about all the different accolades and collaborations that the quintet has done in the past, and it's just amazing. So that's Barbara. And if you want to know more about all the collaborations that we've done, check out quintetoftheamericas.org, which is our second website with super long list of different composers and collaborators that the quintet has had. But besides that, we have Kim O'Hare on flute, we have David Balbuena on clarinet, and we have Alexander Davis on bassoon. And they've all been with the quintet around 2 to 3 years each. So they've been around a little bit longer than I have. But they're all great, great, great musicians, and I'm very happy to be playing with them.
Awesome. Yeah. So we were talking about Ernesto. Would you like to play us something? You want to translate?
Que si quieres tocar algo más, Ernesto.
Ok, podemos hacer... Okay, I'm playing a fragment, a little fragment that is a piece is Son and Yao. It's a mix between two style Cuban pop and Nengon and Son. So this piece is slow because show the like how dance Andrés, ayúdame, cómo danzar, bailar encima del café para crear el café tostado.
So this is a special dance done in Cuba where they dance over the coffee beans to grind them. That's the dance.
What happened?
Oh.
Yay!
Yeah, I think Ernesto's internet is a little bit slow. Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're almost at our end time, and I wanted to ask, before I ask you another question. My name is Ching Juhl, and this is Juhl Media. It's my YouTube channel and also my Instagram, also called Juhl Media. And I do this interview. I used to do it once a week. Now I do it 2 times a month. And also I make a lot of videos. And one of my long film, it's called My Young Gun Diary, which is in my description. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I shot the whole thing with iPhone 11. So I'm kind of like a well known of making films and videos use iPhone. Yeah, I'm sure you film yourself sometimes use iPhone, right? So yeah, and if you like this video, please like us, please subscribe, and please share. Now, and I always ask my guests, what is your last word? It could be a word or it could be a sentence. So we'll start with Ernesto. Maybe you can translate here.
Para finalizar, la última pregunta es si tienes una palabra o una frase que quieres terminar la entrevista.
Just one. Oh, ¿solo una palabra?
Es o una palabra o una frase.
Rondocéate.
What did he say?
He said rondoseate, which means it's kind of back at yourself, because the name of his song of the piece that we're premiering of his is Rondosation. So he says rondoseate, which is rondosation yourself.
Have fun. Have fun.
It's like have fun. Yes.
Oh. Yeah, I actually have a question. What is a rondosation? The title of your piece.
Well,
What does it mean?
We have other questions too. Okay, rondosation is like the style dance, rondo dance. Maybe it's like a rondo, but in your imagination, can you think can you think about the rondo with dance or war or have fun in the night in New York or night in Havana or night in Guantanamo?
Rondosation is did you invent the word? Is that
Yes, yes. Board game. Yes.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. Very, very positive. Yeah. I have our audience says Mark wanted to ask a question, so please write down your question, and we're gonna go to Andres. What is your last word?
Definitely, if you want to come have a dance or want to have a good time, definitely come to our concert.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Mark, are you there? All right. So people go to the concert on November 21st and also November 24th in another location.
Maple Grove Cemetery, 3 p.m.
What do you mean by cemetery? Do they play in
a
a
cemetery,
hall?
but they have like an indoor space, performance space that we're using.
In where? Brooklyn or?
It's in Queens, Maple Grove.
Maple Grove. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, Ernesto, for your music. Yeah. And
thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Andres, for your translate for us and also your contribution of your story. And yeah, so everybody, if you have more questions, just check below the description. And somebody's asking question. Okay, this is my close friend. So who asked a question? Who wants to answer?
How many years of Ernesto?
Can you read it out there?
So the question from Sharkfin Tech is, how many years have Ernesto and Andres been living and performing in the U.S.? Sorry if it is already mentioned. I was a couple minutes late. So I've been performing in the U.S. My whole life. I'm born and raised here. I've performed many different places in the world, but I am based in New York. So I've been playing here my whole life. And Ernesto is here for this project. So He's here for 1 month only.
Uh, I
Mhm.
look all the question. How many years have Ernesto? Oh, I have 36 years old.
No, ¿cuántos años hemos estado tocando juntos o
This
en
is
los
the
Estados
first
Unidos?
time.
Yeah, this is the first time we're playing
Never.
together, but he's here this month, and and I'm based here. So, yeah,
Awesome.
looking forward to playing together, performing together now.
Yeah, we'll almost end. I do have a question. So Ernesto, if you want to come to United States just to resident, are you allowed?
To live in the United States, you're asking.
Yeah.
Si ella pregunta cómo podría ser si tienes la oportunidad para venir a los Estados Unidos como residente, o cómo funciona eso, preguntó.
It's complicated.
It's a complicated answer.
we need to we need to matchmake him, have him marry an American citizen. Oh, maybe he's already married. Anyway, okay, you guys, thank you so much, and thank our audience to be with us, and people who are listening to us, and people will listen replay. So if you miss it, tell your friends and family. They can just click on this same link and they can re-listen to us. Okay, all right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye. We're gonna end the
Bye-bye.
stream.
Bye.
Bye.